We'll see the Wisconsin Badgers facing the UCLA Bruins.
You got that right. I mean, this is what each student athlete has worked so hard for all season long. An opportunity for the title. I mean, this game might very well be the defining moment for the lives of every one of these young men.
These teams have gone through so much adversity just to make it here. All tournament long, it's been survive and advance. But now, this is the part where you put all your chips on the table and just lay it on the line.
And Wisconsin, look at who they've got. They've got Hill. He's out there with Hawkins. Decker is out there with Kaminsky. And it's Evans in at the 4 slot.
And with any championship game, you know that every player is going to have their heart racing for the first few minutes. That's just natural. That's adrenaline. They need to remain calm, though, and let the game come to them and kind of ease into it.
And one guy, guys, I'll keep an eye on in this one is Freak. He is the consummate leader for his team. He can come out strong and play his game while keeping his intensity level up. He'll be just what they need to play. No question, he got one on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
Badgers shooting their initial free throws of the game right here. Both free throws good from Hill.
He's a dead eye at the line, fellas. Just call him automatic. He doesn't miss many of those.
Well, UCLA and all those incredible national titles in men's basketball, Clark, they were the program in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, completely dominated the landscape of college ball during that time. From 64 to 75, they won 10 titles in 12 seasons.
And as we see Freak and his team go for the title here, he is trying to repeat what he did just a year ago. He was able to lead his high school to the PSAL championship.
Well, Greg, he was a 4-time All-American selection in high school, and a unanimous one at that. He won state titles before, but this is a different animal in high school.
Hawkins gets to Decker. That's the Hill. To the inside. Here's Evans. And it falls over the rim and in.
That's how to orchestrate for your teammate. Terrific pass.
Here's UCLA. It's tipped. Stolen by Evans. Hill against Free. Kicks it out to Evans. Steps back and shoots. That's good. Evans has got his second basket of the game.
How good is that? I mean, he can make a defender look foolish at times. And what a journey it has been, really, for this whole team to make it to the college championship, especially for Freak. A few bumps in the road for him, but what a story.
Greg, you get the feeling that it's only the beginning. I mean, the way he plays and the accolades he has, I mean, you can see him having a long and productive career at the pro level.
Now, here's Decker. Free defending. And he gets that one to go off the front iron. Decker's got his first bucket in this one.
You know, Wisconsin has not historically had a lot of players in the NBA. That number, however, could be growing in the next few seasons. I mean, they have a few, but for the most part, their winning has come through solid team play.
Free in a shooting guard. Campbell is out there with Looney. Then there's Free, and it's Roberts in at center. And for the Badgers, we've got Hawkins. He's out there with Hill. Kaminsky out there with Decker. And it's Evans in at the 4. Now here's Freak. Shakes off the strong D and gets the bucket for 2. Greg, I think you were talking about this a moment ago. We'll be seeing more and more Badgers in the NBA that their recent success. Frank Kaminsky being the most recent NBA product.
And Kaminsky isn't a long-term effort on that squad. How about John?
Welcome back. We're just about ready to get going with the second half of a historical championship game. For those just tuning in, this is Kevin Harlan, pleased to be alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony as we get set to watch how the college basketball season will end.
championship game like this one, guys, you would have expected a close battle. I don't think either side is going to be able to run away and hide in this one.
And Greg, tight games like this are where legends are born. I mean, if a player like Freak can come up huge in this final half of play, he'll anchor himself in school history as one of the greats to ever play the game.
Freak, he's in at shooting guard. Looney out there with Campbell. Then there's Freed, and it's Roberts in at the 5. And for the Badgers, we've got Kaminsky. Hawkins is out there with Hill. Then it's Decker, and it's Evans in at the power forward position. And that one's good. Freak.
You know, one of the big questions on everybody's mind in this game is whether or not Freak will stay on for another year or go pro. I mean, usually a player with his upside would be a lock to be a one and done, but he's giving serious thought to staying.
And Freak is a guy who really values the scholastic aspect of collegiate sports, so it makes sense for him to think about staying beyond this season. Still, with Freak's draft stock rising, this could be his final game as a collegiate player.
The Badgers pull it in.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
And guys, you know that rebounding is a huge part, a huge component of winning games. It's not a glamour stat, but it's necessary if you're going to be a winning team. Hard to watch UCLA and not think of the Wizard of Westworld, John Wood, not just his impact on the school, but his place in the history of basketball. He helped put college basketball on the map in a big way.
Outside Hill. It's Evans top of the key. They set the pick. No good off the pick.
He's tried to get it going, but the shot's there. Nothing seems to be ball.
So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. The Bruins have converted 1 of 2 free throws so far today. Well, Wisconsin is in. The Badgers leading by 6. Freak, he's in at point guard. Also fresh out there, and it's Irving in at the center filling out the middle.
Wow, risky shot there size-wise, but the incredible skill that he possesses allows that one to go.
Well, the quick high release negated any height disadvantage he had right there in the air. I mean, this is where you start to separate the men from the boys and where heroes are born.
And one team looking to ice the win, the other hoping to force OT. I think right now you lean on your stars and give the ball to Freak every chance you get to try and come away here with the title.
Shot's good.
And that is great since right around the millennium. Since about 1999, they have made the tournament every season. Guys, few schools can say that.
And you know, for Wisconsin and their consistent appearances in the tournament, guys, they don't just show up and lose now. I mean, they often go deep in the tournament. Sooner or later, I think they might go all the way again.
And some changes here for the Bruins. Looney comes in for Irving, and Freeze subbed in for Fresh. Evans, he's checked in for Wisconsin. Down low. Conley gets the bucket.
And this has been purely a display of offense that we're seeing here today.
And you know, it's only getting better as both of these teams' defenses are starting to show signs of wearing down.
Stolen by Conley. And now here we go. Conley, nobody back. And that one's good. And now an 11-point Badger lead. And look at how the hustle game has been going for the Badgers.
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. There's been an attack mode on the defensive end.
Something that's also benefited them tonight are the turnovers they've forced and the points that have come along with those forced turnovers.
There's Freak. And right on through for another basket. He's got 5 made on 5 of 9 shooting.
The offense is clicking for him this half. Absolutely clicking. I mean, everything on point and on target.
Here's Conley. No luck. The Bruins go the other way with it. Don't let him up to the second half of basketball. Freak with it. Evans picks him up. Freak. And catching by Evans. And that's at the bounds. UCLA will retain possession. The Bruins making a switch here. Campbell's checked in. Hill, he's checked in for Wisconsin. There's Freak. And another miss by UCLA.
Yeah.
54 seconds left to play in the second half. Hill kicks to Hawkins. Ball's not loose. Kaminsky in the corner. Outside Hill. 6 to shoot. Lets it go from the wing. And it's Freak with the rebound.
Just too much of a deficit to overcome.
Just not enough quick left on that clock in this game.
Really aggressive play there, taking it to the rack against the big fella.
You know, Greg, aggressiveness is really the only option when you're on the wrong side of the size equation.
Now Hill. And the foul called on Freak. It'll be his second foul of the game. Peyton dishes to Gibson. Here's Fisher, and stolen by Freak. Fires from deep. Can't get it to ball. So it's Wisconsin picking up the win.
We met working at the post office together. Mark was the clerk and I was curious. And after out for lunch one time, I take her for a bagel around the corner from where we worked.
Bagel?
Bagel, yeah.
Cream cheese?
Cream cheese.
Split down the middle?
Split down the middle. Love at first sight. I believe that it is true it happened to me.
You see, look. Looks like the
Good evening and welcome to the NBA Draft.
I have on the top 10.
With the first pick in the NBA draft, the Minnesota Timberwolves select Karl Anthony Towns from the University of Kentucky.
What? I got better stats.
With the second pick in the NBA draft, the Los Angeles Lakers select D'Angelo Russell from the Ohio State University. With the third pick in the NBA draft, the Philadelphia 76ers select Jahlil Okafor from Duke University.
Hey, you ugly boys!
With the fourth pick in the NBA draft, the New York Knicks select Kristaps Porzingis from Latvia. With the fifth pick in the NBA draft, the Orlando Magic select Mario Hezonja from Dubrovnik, Croatia. With the sixth pick in the NBA draft, the Sacramento Kings select Willie Cauley-Stein from the University of Kentucky. With the seventh pick in the NBA draft, the Denver Nuggets select Emmanuel Mudiay from Dallas, Texas. With the eighth pick in the NBA draft, the Detroit Pistons select Stanley Johnson from the University of Arizona. With the ninth pick in the NBA draft, the Charlotte Hornets select Frank Kaminsky. With the 10th pick in the NBA draft, the Miami Heat select the 19-year-old shooting guard from UCLA.
Let's do this, young man.
Yes, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Frequency Vibrations. Welcome aboard, young man. Welcome aboard.
Wow. Wow. This is bananas.
Take your time, baby.
Thanks, Ma. Okay, so I first want to thank everyone who made this possible. Mom, Dad, I couldn't have done this without you. I'd like to thank my lady Yvette. My dude, Vig.
Hey, yo, I got you, man. Hey, hold him in the building all day, yo.
Aye.
Yeah, I love you, man. I love you uptown.
Man, he's like my brother. Oh, gosh. And also, want to thank my sister, Cece, who is also my manager. Swish, love you.
I love you more.
And my agent, Mr. Don Pagnotti himself.
You're the man, baby.
I guess I will take some questions now. Yes, ma'am.
How did you get the nickname Freak?
A lot of people don't know this, but Freak is short for my very first nickname, Frequency Vibrations.
Yeah, true story. I like to introduce our mother so she could tell it.
Go ahead.
You know, Mama.
Tell Mama.
No, Mama.
Go get her, Mom.
Thank you, everyone. Frequency and Cece are fraternal twins. And so when I was pregnant, one of them kept kicking and jumping around all the time. So my husband, Pete, put headphones on my belly and played reggae music.
Hence the name Frequency Vibrations.
We shortened it to Freak.
How did you know who was kicking?
A mother knows. A mother always knows.
Are you ready for a photo op?
Yes. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the next NBA superstar, Frequency Vibrations.
Go ahead, son.
Thank you all for coming. We will be available for one-on-ones in the back. Good job. Well done.
Congratulations, son.
Can't be sleeping, keep on waking without the woman next to me.
Listeners were listening to my ass. What? Listeners were listening to my ass. They felt my frequency vibrations.
Oh, but it wasn't what's good? It wasn't plug-in.
It doesn't need to be plugged in.
Rookie, yeah.
The frequency vibrations. Went from there, went into there, and transmitted the signals into the controller. I'm training on the bed.
All right.
4 hours! It's only the beginning of a very long season, but Game 1 means just as much as Game 82. Now, we have some new faces here that I really expect to make an impact for us this season. We've already seen flashes of what they can do for us, but I expect all of you to go out there and execute just like you did in camp. And no more excuses, it's time to get serious. If we play our brand of basketball, there's no telling where this team can go. So get out there, get warm, and let's go win this game!
First NBA game. Can't believe I life or something, man. When it's right in front of you, it's hard to believe. I'm ready. It's time for me to show everybody I belong. Do my best to represent Harvey.
Yo, come! Come on.
What?
Look at this.
Welcome everybody to the day we've all been looking forward to. The start of a new
What the hell?
NBA season on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, joined by my colleagues Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. We'll see the Miami Heat defending home turf in the Eastern Conference. Fulfillment of a lifelong dream, a special individual taking to the hardwood as we'll get to watch the first official NBA appearance from Freak.
You know, he's a great young player and even a better.
And that's the very first casket right there, folks, of what is hopefully a very long and a very prosperous career from Freak.
You know, there we have it, the first taste of this young man's scoring prowess, showing he can handle NBA defense.
That's exactly right. I mean, it's the NBA that's going to have to show it can handle him, not the other way around. He's ready.
Joe Johnson, he's checked in for Miami. Winslow comes in for Luol Deng. Jeremy Lamb's checked in for Charlotte. Jeremy Lin comes in for Kemba Walker.
Jeremy Lin and Jeremy Lin Jr.
On the wing, Williams. He's guarded by Johnson. Williams has a screen for Kid Gilchrist. Offensive rebound. Zeller comes up empty down low.
Rebound is going to be the focal point of them in this one, fellas. I can feel it.
It always is, and it has been so far, and they've gotten a nice edge on the glass.
Here's Lynn.
And a great stretch of games here for Wade at the end of last season. A great stretch of games for Wade at the end of last season. I mean, he turned back the clock, if you will, for a while and really helped carry this Heat team.
6 on the shot clock. Upside, Kid Gilchrist. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation.
And now let's take a moment to check out the stats for Lynn. How he performs last season. Averaged about 11 points a game, 4 assists and 2 rebounds. And guys, no question, he's a guy with some talent, but honestly, even he'd like to see those numbers improve.
And all indications are that he's been working hard on his game. It just hasn't shown up in the box score yet.
And Miami making a change here. Richardson's checked in. Johnson sets the screen for Freak. Stolen by Jeremy Lin.
Oh my God.
Here we go with Lin. Nobody back. That's good.
Oh my gosh.
Kick it off. He took it all the way for the solo finish.
You know what they're saying?
And the
You
hope
can never
for
beat
Jeremy
the
Lin
original.
last season was that he'd take a step forward in his development, but almost was the opposite in this play.
And that can happen. You don't always go a straight line north in your improvement in this league. He's been on an upward swing as far as his shooting accuracy, but last season was the worst since his rookie year in that area.
There's Freak. Here's Stoudemire. Plays it up and punches it in.
How about the perseverance there, the extra effort on that offensive glass?
The Hornets have gone 7 of 13, just over 50% from the floor. Some good looks. Outside, Kid Gilchrist. There's 31 seconds left to play in the first. Clock at 6. Steps back and fires. That one wide left.
Right thing there to stay that tight on him and really try to keep him out of his comfort zone.
And it's Freak missing.
Bloody hell.
Here's Lynn. He boys,
and he got about 2.
The assist for Lynn. And he got his first 2 points of the night.
I love the ball movement there.
2K, how much? 17?
Have
you got,
Charlotte takes possession.
Yeah.
No clue.
Was it any good? Did he send it too? I wanted to get it away.
And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. The Hornets on top, up by 3. Stay with us, folks. We'll get back just after halftime to start the third quarter.
Okay, guys, let's focus and get down to business. Now, here's a few things I took away from the first half. Number one, we've done really well in limiting our turnovers. The last thing we want to do is give them extra possessions, and so far, we haven't. Something I did like? Well, a bunch of times we forced a turnover that led directly to a bucket. I wouldn't mind seeing that happen a few more times after the half. Okay, one more thing. A smooth flow to the second half is just what we're looking for. Let's keep things moving, but not at some kind of breakneck pace. Coming in.
Give it up for your Heat. And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters. Charlotte. On the court for Charlotte, MKG and Zeller at the forward duo. Jeremy Lamb out there with Jeremy Lin. And it's Jefferson in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
That's a wall.
Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Jefferson's got 11 points.
The defense has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
And I'd be interested to know just how many of these attempts have come from inside of 5 feet.
Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Hornets lead by 18. And we're just moments away from the start of the 4th quarter. Stay with us. Welcome back as we get ready to start the 4th quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. Freak with it. Well, with Freak Clark, there was a question whether he would stay another year in college. Really was a tough decision for him, but he ended up coming out after his freshman year.
And Kevin, it's really hard to blame a guy like Freak for doing that. I mean, he's clearly NBA ready, and he's putting a lot at risk for every year he stays in school when he could be on the NBA clock.
And here we see the debut of Freak, the kid from Harlem. His first time on an NBA floor. And Clark, it's a moment that he's worked very hard to achieve, and his family has got to be proud.
Extremely so, Kevin. It's been a long journey for him, but every level along the way, he's found success. High school phenom, playing for a college championship. I wouldn't bet against this kid on anything when it comes to basketball.
Freak, he's in at point guard. Stoudemire out there with Johnson. Then it's Winslow, and it's Richardson in at the 2. That's the group in the game for the Heat. And the first one at the line is good. And guys, over his first 3 seasons, no question Jeremy Lamb has been a major disappointment. Clark, his game simply didn't seem to evolve at all over that time.
Well, that's why scouting is an inexact science. You know, he was a major piece in that James Harden trade, Kevin, a few years back, but just hasn't found the traction anticipated for him.
Lynn's shot is off. The Heat trail by 18. Richardson kicks to Stoudemire. On the wing, Johnson. From about 16, there's Freak. That's good.
Yeah, that's right where they wanted to go with the ball, in rhythm.
Guys, some great passing from him.
Yeah, it makes it tough for the defense to chase that ball around when it moves that crisply all over the court.
Yeah, everybody's touching it, and you're starting to see the assists pile up because the rhythm is on display offensively.
Shot clock at 5. Lynn with it, and it's Johnson picking him up from 13. Miami grabs the miss.
And on the topic of Lamb, he really has everything he needs to succeed. Great length and athleticism, was an excellent all-around jump shooter in college. For some reason, his game just hasn't translated to the NBA level yet. But I think if he can improve his motor, he's going to have an opportunity to be an impact player for him.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Hornets.
You know, I thought maybe they'd cool off a bit at halftime, but they've continued to bury the jump shots.
They've also been pounding it inside tonight and coming away with a lot of points in the paint. I call those PIPs.
Here's what Miami's going with right now. Whiteside's checked in for Stoudemire. Bosch comes in for Joe Johnson. Luol Deng is checked in for Winslow. And Dwayne Wade subbed in for Richardson. Richardson, he's checked in for Deng. Freak comes in for Dwayne Wade. And it's Tyler Johnson in for Goran Dragic. And a switcher also for Charlotte. Zeller, he's checked in for Marvin Williams. Whiteside a screen. Bosch inside. He's against Zeller. Bosch kicks to Whiteside. Pass to Richardson. Looks for Bosch, gets it to him. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops.
And, you know, regarding Lamb's development, most scouts felt the weaknesses he did have could be ironed out over time. Well, there's still time. He needs to improve his strength, his ball handling, and his effort on defense. All things well within his control.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Hornets.
But, Steve, you know, you don't see this kind of a blowout often. But tonight, this is a quality win across the board to deliver out, Clark, this kind of punishment.
Well, you know what? I thought they did a nice job of playing against the game. They kept the pressure on and clearly were dominant in every area.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
Your hope is to take charge of a season series by winning that first game. This will put them up 1-0 with 3 games still left to play this year against the Heat.
And beyond the actual result of this game, fans are going to look back and see this was just a monstrous performance for Williams. Every inch of the floor was his tonight as he came out and injected an energy into every play.
Back to Bosch, fires the 3. Batum grabs the miss.
Boy, with an open look like that, he is so gifted. Man, you've got to play better defense. Eventually, he's going to make you pay.
Yeah, you can see he's still in rhythm, even though he misses that one. Almost always deadly when he's that open.
You got it. Let's get the ball inside.
Johnson outside. It's Richardson on the wing. And so the ball out of bounds. Bosch touched it last.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
8 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. And here is Lynn. So no problem for Charlotte as they get the win. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
That concludes the first game of the NBA season. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. And time now to head over to Ernie Johnson for the 2K postgame show.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now let's move on to the presentation of our Jordan Al Jefferson. Jack, your thoughts?
Well, we know Al Jefferson, a.k.a.
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just getting started on a new season in the NBA. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith,
DJ Khaled.